What is going on, guys? Joey Friends here at FLEXX Training Systems, and today I wanted to talk about a topic that I saw in my man Russ's story. Our boy Russ Swole. It's something along the lines of like hitting attempts in a meet and 9 for 9, 6 for 9, something like that. And the person was saying something like, "I'd rather go like 6 for 9 and like max out than go 9 for 9 and have some in the tank." And I thought this would be really interesting because a lot of people, when they approach attempts, they're looking at it from a very kind of surface level, and they're not thinking like of the reasons why you might want to go 9 for 9. There are strategic reasons to do this. It takes pressure off of you. It puts pressure on them. And it really sort of opens up the best possible chance to leave all your potential on the platform. So let me kind of break it down. So let's say in this video, we're going to say, would you rather go 4 for 9, right? 4 for fucking 9, right? But the attempts that you do make, you didn't have any more strength left, right? Which I will say is going to be extremely unlikely. If you go 4 for 9 and you actually hit all of your thirds like as a perfect third, usually like you're going to take a big jump and screw it up, and then you left pounds on the platform if you had just pulled it back, right? So let's say, 4 for 9, you leave it all on the platform for this discussion or video, and then 9 for 9, leave it all on the platform, right? First off, well, I'll save it for the end. First off, if you're in a meet and you're competing against, your opposition, depending on what attempts you make and how strong they are and how deadlifts are going to go, if let's say you only get your opening deadlift, right? You got like 1 squat, 2 benches, and then you get like your opening deadlift and it's like an absolute max, right? And your opponent goes and they take their opener, it's like a good opener, and, they see you take your second attempt and you miss it, right? Like it's not even close, there's no chance. Now your opponent has all this time. Let's say you were the stronger deadlifter, right? You were literally the stronger deadlifter, but because you wasted all your energy in the beginning and now you don't have anything left, you gave the weaker deadlifter like the answer to the test, when normally the big deadlifter is the one with the answer to the test. The test being like, what do I need to pull for the win? You get what I'm saying? That being said, one, like, why would you do that? Like, you're just giving your opponent a better chance to beat you. 2, which on its own is like that's like a massive thing. Like, there's so many matchups that are determined. I can think of a matchup right now where if the other lifter ended up going, like, having a different lot number and got to pull after, they would have won, and the other person vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Well, they did win because of lot number. And it's rare, but it does happen. It happens pretty semi-often. You know what I'm saying? Where that's a thing. For those of you that don't know, your lot number is like, I don't really know what determines it, but when you sign up for a meet, you're just given a number, and depending on if your number is higher or lower, it would determine your order. If, like, let's say when you weigh in, first off, it does determine that. And then when you're going to deadlift and you guys are lifting the same weight, it's going to determine who's going to get to go first and who's going to get to go after. And depending on if you have a higher lot number or not, you can kind of force somebody to go before you, right? There are other reasons as to why you don't want to do what I just said, because if you do that, right, and your opponent's seeing like, oh, they're struggling on lifts, whatever, that's going to put them in a better mental state throughout the meet, right? They're going to be like, okay, my guy's struggling. He's messing up here and there, da-da-da. I think I'll be good to go. You know what I'm saying? You want to be building momentum. You want to look like you know what you're doing, and you want to set your attempts up in a way that's going to help you like be very accurate with your third attempt. When people say things like, oh, I'd rather go 4 for 9 and leave it all out there than 9 for 9 and, leave some in the tank. 1, it's only going to be a little bit in the tank, right? 2, if you say that, if you're one of those people that say that, what that's telling me is that you don't know what you're doing. And I'm not trying to be mean to anyone. I'm not trying to, yes, obviously we want to leave it all on the platform, right? But there's a strategy to things and there's a way to do things if you want to win. If you're a casual lifter and you don't give a shit, fine, that's fine. There's no right, I'm not going to tell you how to do things. All I'm saying is, for me looking at it, it just shows that you don't really know where your strength is at. And you're kind of like, you're in a dark room, like shooting a dart, and you don't know where the bullseye is. You're just throwing it. You're just kind of hoping and guessing and hoping that you like hit it. You know what I'm saying? If you know what you're doing and you know what your strength is, right? If you know that you're going to be in a ballpark of even 10 kilos on a third attempt, which is big. That's pretty fucking big, right? Usually you could get it down to like 5 keys, right? Maybe 7, depending on your strength. Your attempts are going to help you figure that out and be super precise. Now, like I said, if you're just like taking shit, I mean, yeah, you might hit a perfect third attempt or first attempt or second attempt and you don't have anything left in the tank for anything else. Maybe you have a situation where you get to the meet really late and you can't take your opener, so you skip it, and then you take your second attempt, you take your opener in the back. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? Like you want to use your attempts to build you up like a ladder. You're taking a relatively easy weight, but kind of heavy as an opener. Then you're going a little bit more than that. Oh, okay, now we're starting to slow down, and then you can use your, best judgment to choose a third attempt that's going to be pretty accurate. Now, of course, sometimes shit happens. You have to convince the judges. Sometimes it was a pretty solid lift, but there's just like a very minor thing that goes wrong and you get screwed or whatever. Okay, big deal. You miss. You still got your second attempt in. You know what I'm saying? And your second attempt is not going to be that far away from your third. And if you made a smart opener to second, then it's more likely than not you're going to make a good second to third. Another reason why you want to make attempts is like, especially with squat, if you miss a third squat, it's just like an absolute momentum killer. Like, that's a big part of your total that's missing now. You're going to be playing catch up on the rest of your attempts. You're more likely to try to overshoot your other lifts to like make up ground, which like, if you know what you're doing, you're not going to that won't even be an option. There's no way, right? Because you will have already picked your best third attempts, and there's no making up any of that. It's just kind of like a set thing. Now, there is sometimes room for like, wow, I peaked more than expected. Okay, I have more in the tank. Then you call an audible, but still, if you have 2 attempts before your third attempt to gauge your strength and see how things are moving, that's going to really help you pick the right number. Okay, everything I just said about squat pretty much goes to bench, except bench is a smaller percentage of your total, right? It's like if you miss a third bench, this happens like quite often. Somebody will take their second attempt and then they'll jump 5 kg and miss. It's like, well, big deal. Like realistically, you should have done 2.5 instead of 5 kg. And like, okay, cool, you left 5 pounds off the platform. Who cares, right? It's not a big deal. It literally probably won't mess you up. If you're going to miss a lift, it's going to be something like that, where you're betting the 2.5 to try to gain 5. And if you miss, you get nothing, right? It's not that bad. It's not that bad of a bet, in my opinion. And then, like I said, for deadlift, if you know what you're doing, you should be able to take solid attempts to help get you like safely to that third attempt so that you can take it with confidence as opposed to, just missing. Obviously, if you're lifting casually and there's no opposition, there's no external factors, you're just doing a mock meet or something. Yeah, you want to just leave it all on the platform. You want to just max it out. And your attempts, I guess, in that situation, they don't matter as much, but I don't even know how you would arrive at a 4 for 9. Like, I don't know. I just don't even know. Like, if you're leaving it all on the platform and you're going 4 for 9, I mean, I can't even think of a way that would have happened. I'm sure I could if I thought about it long enough. But you guys get what I'm saying? The 9 for 9, it does a lot more than just... It gives you the answers. It shows you what you have for the day. And it does it in a way that's intelligent and it's safer. And you're warming up your body as you're getting closer to that third attempt to give you the highest probability of hitting it. You know what I'm saying? And that's really that. It's like if you say that, then what I'm gonna say is, well, you're just kind of guessing now. You don't really know where you're at, and you're unsure. And I mean, maybe that happens. Maybe you get sick, and you can't train for 2 weeks leading into the meet and you just have no fucking idea where you're at. Believe me, I'm empathetic to all possibilities. Okay, I get it. I understand, that sometimes shit happens. But realistically, if you know what you're doing, you should be going 9 for 9, 8 for 9, 7 for 9, something like that. 6 for 9. Nobody should go worse than 6 for 9 unless, again, sometimes there's circumstances that are out of your control in the form of a human, and that human may just be on one today. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So your attempts are super important for helping you just be successful, stay safe, and take the perfect third attempt. Again, all those times when lifters go, I really want to hit this number, but my coach is saying I'm only strong enough for this number, so that I keep it in the back of their mind, and oftentimes it'll kind of get the best of them in the moment, and they just go for it and they end up missing, right? So yeah, that's just how it looks to me. There's a lot of things on the internet that people say and do, and it's just like, when people say these things, they're speaking from like from a fan, right? Fans don't know the details. They don't know what's going on behind the scenes. They don't know what's going on between the coach and the lifter, the injuries, the personal shit going on with the lifter. There's a lot of stuff in between that. And, over the years, I've learned to just be like, I don't blame them. Like, you don't know any better. You're going to say stupid shit. It seems stupid to me, but it's not stupid if, like from someone who doesn't know anything. Okay, yes, I could see how you would say that, and you can't fault them for that. And that's all, and that's okay. I mean, that's why people delegate these things to others that do it for a living, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got. If you guys have anything interesting to add to that, let me know. But I mean, shit, even if you took your projected third attempt or a third attempt that you want, and you went back like 4 to 6%, and then you went back another 4 to 6%, you could probably pick like okay attempts from that. I like to change that a little bit, but that's just like a random little guideline. You could do a 7% jump, then a 5% jump. You could do a 5% jump. 5% and 3% is fucking crazy, and you better make it. But it's just, I'm just throwing random stuff out there to kind of give people an example of how, if you don't have any idea and you can't afford a coach, like that's a pretty general guideline that might work for you. Anyway, if you were able to be mildly entertained from this video, let me know in the comments down below. Let me get a hashtag, what am I saying? Hashtag 9 for 9 in the comments down below. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.